Finally, a political platform we can all agree on. Pizza. This is Felicity Was Here. Welcome back to Felicity Was Here. I'm Heather.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Dr. Joe.
And today we're discussing Felicity Season 2, Episode 18, Party Lines. Welcome back.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for your patience, everyone. You can probably tell I'm still a little sick, but yeah, excited to be back and doing this. I love this episode. I feel like we're on a good arc in Season 2 now.
Yeah. They're all pretty good now, consistently. Funny, cute, sweet.
Compelling.
Compelling. How's everyone's 4th of July?
It was pretty hot, but got to spend a lot of time with family, which was nice.
I heard there was maybe some rain by you.
Oh, yeah, in the morning. Yeah, it actually stopped right before the celebration in the town. But yeah, we didn't see any fireworks or anything this year. My daughter's still kind of too young to stay up that late, so maybe next year.
Yeah, I think everything in LA was canceled this year. So, and yeah, I've been sick for over a week, so I wasn't going to go anywhere or do anything. But yeah, I think LA had everything canceled.
Yeah, I was laying on the floor because the dog was hiding under the bed. So I was laying on the floor in front of the bed. So I was just listening to podcasts and stuff. So it was great. I did finish watching Real Housewives of Orange County season 10 in preparation for the one that's going to drop soon. So
oh my god,
soon. I just started the new season of Miami.
Oh, on Thursday. You're watching that too?
I watched all of them.
Oh my god, not you, Hunter.
How are you kidding me? Actually, I haven't watched the new New York people because I don't care.
You have to tell me.
I want Sonia. I want Luann. I want all of the old ones. Yeah.
This is the best thing I've heard all day. No, I'm serious because I was trying to tell my friend and she's like, I don't know who those people are because I was like, can you believe Heather said that? Because there's a character named Heather.
Dubra?
Uh-huh. I was like, and Alexis is mentally ill.
Oh, I do not like Alexis at all. Oh my God. We're going to do another podcast.
I think that would really take off. Yeah.
Lots of personality disorders to analyze.
Yeah. Yeah, it was perfect. It was so relaxing to watch. I was loving every minute of it. That's what I did this weekend.
That's why I hadn't seen Severance or any of the really good shows. I'm just too busy watching my trash after work because I just I need stuff that doesn't need to use my brain.
That's exactly where this was coming from. Mm-hmm. Somebody I know who does some heavy work said that he likes WWE, and I was like, I can totally feel why. That's not my cup of tea, but I totally understand where you're coming from with that. Just need some brainless trash TV.
Yep.
And it really hits the spot.
Yeah. Well, on to not trash TV.
Oh, yeah.
Prestige television.
This episode was written by Jennifer Levin and directed by Joanna Lavetti. And it's called Party Lines. And a fun fact about party lines for the kids. So I think most people know party lines, the term in politics where you vote just according to your party and their official ideology. But also party lines goes way back to when everyone had a landline phone and you actually had to share one phone line with strangers. It could be in your building, it could be in different buildings, but you shared a phone line. And so you would pick up the phone and one of the other people could be talking on the party line and you could eavesdrop on their conversation. And it's just really funny because I made Dr. Joe watch a movie recently about a party line called Pillow Talk.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
I was just going to say we had to watch that in AP US history.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good movie. Dr. Joe is watching, Cary Grant movies? There's some old movies you were watching.
Yes, I was on a Cary Grant trip. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, have you heard of Rock Hudson and Pillow Talk? Because you need to see that. So, yeah, we watched that recently. It's very cute.
It was so fun.
I have to watch it again.
Yes,
it's been so
everybody
long.
Has to watch it twice.
Unfortunately, you can only rent it. It's not streaming free anyway.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the Party Lines title here, episode title, could mean a couple different things. So we first open on Sean interviewing Felicity at Epstein for a documentary again. and he's being annoying, goes to fix her hair. He's like, I'm trying to make you look prettier, which, come on, Sean, like, she's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean, at the same time, is also interviewing Ben, and he tells both of them, oh, the Independent Film Channel says they want more Felicity, they want more Ben, they want more of Felicity's love life. And Felicity says, well, Ben isn't part of my love life. And Ben says, oh, Felicity, she thinks I'm a dick. And Felicity says, Ben's a jerk. Sean asks Ben, well, are you a dick? Ben replies, are you a dick? And I love the bickering back and forth, like, between Felicity and Ben's interviews. It's like they're having a fight, but they're not in the same room. But she says that Ben's immature. He says Felicity's judgmental, that he does something because he cares about her, and she gets all mad about it. Sean's like, oh, so you care about her? I said, no. Why? What'd she say about me? That's our funny little open. And I do think it's kind of funny how these interview confessionals kind of replace the tapes to Sally in a way. Like, we get to hear Felicity's thoughts in a similar way, like what she's thinking about Ben. Like, oh, he's so immature, or this happened. But it's just like through Sean now instead of these tapes to Sally. I don't know if you all noticed that.
Well, I just didn't notice that before, but yeah, I guess it makes sense.
So yeah, no more tapes to Sally, but now we get Felicity's thoughts in a different way. So now at Elena's, Felicity and Julie are over at her place, and Felicity's reading the newspaper and mentions that there's a Sadie Hawkins dance. And so Julie is like, oh, great. Well, Elena, you're going to ask Tracy. Felicity's going to ask Greg, and I'm going to have no one to ask. So Noel comes home and he tells them, there's nothing lamer than a school dance. Like, really, you want to go to this Sadie Hawkins thing? And Julie says, well, Ruby's going to ask Noel. And so, yeah, I really am going to be alone. But Noel tells them that Ruby is in Colorado, telling her parents that she's pregnant, which he advised her to do last time. So then Felicity suggests that Julie ask Noel to go together. She's like, oh, well, do you, I guess, want to go? And Noel's like, oh, gee, thanks. Like, you sound like you really want to go with me. She's like, no, okay, I'll ask you. He's like, really? A school dance? That's so lame. And so then they drop it.
Did you guys have dances when you were in college? I did not. That was not a thing.
No, that doesn't sound right.
No, like, we had a homecoming football game, but I don't think there was like a dance.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, people probably dance at like parties, but not like a school organized dance. And the Sadie Hawkins reminded me of one of my favorite episodes of Buffy.
Brain went there too.
The Sadie, yes. Yep. Oh my God. I just thought it just made me think of it because I haven't watched that one in so long. But yeah, that was one of my favorites where Angel and Buffy get like possessed by the ghosts.
And the student, though, that is the ghost, he's in Felicity later. He's Ben's friend. I mean, I remember him from the show Popular, if you remember that.
Yes. He's actually been in a lot. I can't remember the actor's name, but he's been in a lot of stuff.
Foran, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Goran?
That sounds right.
But yeah, he's in Felicity later. That's actually a fun little tie.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go back to the dorm where Greg is walking Felicity home after a bowling date where she failed miserably. And he kisses her goodnight. And then she says, oh, this is stupid. He's like, what, me kissing you? She's like, no, what I'm about to ask you. So student council is having a Sadie Hawkins dance. He's like, oh, and hopefully you're asking me? He's like, because there's no one else that I would rather go to a lame school dance with. So he says yes. And then tells her that he's actually going to run for student council president. And he wants her to be his campaign manager. She's like, what? I've never done anything political student council-y before. It's like, yeah, but you were so great with the sit-in. So he wants her to be the campaign manager. So Felicity tells Sean in her interview that Greg has already done so much with his life. And so Ben is just jealous. So 2 things here. Number 1, student council president for college. You really need a campaign manager? Like, this is not Washington, D.C. That I thought was very funny. Like, as if you need a campaign manager in college. Well,
in an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, it was season 1, episode 17, and Brandon was running for student council, and Andrea and Kelly were competing with each other to be his campaign manager. So in high school, he needed a campaign manager, and he kind of had like 2, basically.
Huh.
Yeah, so I can see them needing one in college, because if Brandon Wasp needed one in high school, then naturally one would need one in college.
I'm going to also call baloney on that one, too. I think
Aw.
not for president, but I think I ran for student council in middle school, and like
I
literally
was gonna say,
posters and stand on a wall, and that's it. Like, that's all you do.
did you win, Heather? I can't remember.
I think it was 6th grade. I was in it one year. And
Yeah.
then I realized you like don't do anything, and like
Yeah.
it doesn't. There's nothing, so I don't think I did it again.
Well, I would have been your campaign manager had you
Thank
asked
you.
me.
I mean, you guys probably helped me like put the posters.
Put
up.
posters, yeah.
So you were my campaign manager.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. That's great.
But also it was like just a popularity. I'm not saying I was popular, but like there's no that you don't have a platform. Like
Yeah.
you don't do anything.
You're not like
Maybe
free
college is
pizzas
different.
for
Yeah,
everyone.
You don't get to decide anything. There's no. I think you maybe like decorate for the dances. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So maybe college it's different because you do have a platform on like what you want to do with the budget, or you make decisions. It sounds like on things. But still, it's funny. It's not like you're doing media interviews and anyway. So that was the first thing. Second thing, Greg has done so much with his life. So let's put that out there.
That's disappointing. Like, what is she thinking?
She doesn't know anything about him, really.
Like,
Silly.
not a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did drugs, and now he works
Right?
at the student health center. That's what
Yeah.
he's done with his life.
I was thinking more about that watching this episode and got even angrier at him because he looks down so much on the comm serves. Like, he has so much disdain. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you were literally arrested, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you have so much disdain for people who have broken rules and, you know, are doing something to make up for it now. So that's their punishment, whatever. Like, what, you weren't punished? I just, the more I thought about it, the more, like, the angrier I got.
That's a great point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, there's more to hate later.
Huh.
So then at Dean and DeLuca, you know, since Ben's just jealous, according to Felicity. So Dean and DeLuca, Ben and Felicity are working together. And Ben's like, wait a minute, Greg's running for student council president? What's his platform? Drugs, not hugs? I could just like picture an emo scenester kid like putting drugs, not hugs as their away message. Like I couldn't help myself. So that's my away message of the week. I loved it. I burst out laughing.
Nice.
Because I think, what was it, 80s or 90s, where it was supposed to be hugs, not drugs, and so he flipped it.
Yeah.
Funny, brilliant. So Felicity
Ben.
said, stop attacking Greg. Like, this is getting tired. Ben says, no, it makes sense. Greg looks like student council. Have you seen photos of all those nerds? Like, they're stiff, earnest, loser. Felicity's like, say what you want about Greg, but he knows what he wants and goes after it. Ben's like, yeah, worked with you. He's getting really feisty. And then she replied just like, well, at least he has direction in his life. Ben's like, oh, I'm like me, right? But then Ben tells Sean, she's right, though. You know, he doesn't have much direction. So Sean's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Well, Ben made an appointment with Pavone. So Pavone gave him a career placement assessment. It's not a test. It's a tool just to get some ideas for what he might be best suited for. And according to this career placement assessment, he is best suited to be a stockbroker, which I never would have pictured.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then second place was a teacher. And Ben's like, no, I can't handle kids. And then she said tour guide or captain of ship. She says, now that would be something to see. And
yes, it would.
I was going to say, I'm like, I kind of would love to see that, actually.
I immediately just imagined him wearing like this thick knit turtleneck sweater on some little boat and just, yeah, that would be nice to see.
I'm sure he's played some sort of like military guy in some show, right? Like I could just picture him in the uniform. So then Pavone says that she is going to look into this. And so she sets him up with a stockbroker internship. And Sean is filming Ben on his first day. He's preparing for it. Ben's like, you know what? I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's a lot like gambling. But that seems like maybe not a healthy thing for him. We've seen he may have a problem with that in the past. So maybe that is why he's best suited for it. But that wouldn't be good. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all that. Maybe it wouldn't be healthy for him. So Sean tells Ben, maybe Felicity will be impressed. Ben's like, who cares? Sean says, you
Yep.
what Felicity will think. So then we go to Felicity, who's outside, and Leela, our friend from Gilmore Girls, comes up to Felicity and tells her that she's also running for student council president. So she's hoping she can give her a signature that she needs to turn in to be one of the candidates. And so Felicity says, of course, I'll, sign it. Like, I can't believe you're running too. Leela's like, oh my God, are you running? Felicity says, no, you remember Greg? Greg's running. I'm, his campaign manager, just going over the platform. But Felicity's intrigued because it's, really interesting that the president can actually have a lot of influence here. And in talking with Leela, she realizes that they agree on a lot of different causes. And then Richard comes up to them as well and says that he's running for class president too. Felicity said, you? He's like, yeah. And that's exactly why I'm running. I'm not the obvious guy who you'd think would run. But he's like, I'm not going to care about all of these normal causes. My platform is pizza. And so he is running on free pizza Fridays in the student union. Did you all even have student council in college? Because I don't remember.
No, I never.
Some kind of election for that either. I don't remember voting for anything.
I don't remember being asked to vote ever for something like that.
Uh-uh.
But if I did see the campaign Free Pizza Fridays, that
Yes.
probably would have enticed me, honestly.
Say less. I'm there.
There definitely were, I think, like certain food items or meals that were only available on Fridays at certain unions that, like some of our friends, like go for like tuna melts on Fridays at one specific union. We'd meet up for lunch. I think that could get people out and get to the union for free pizza for sure. And it just makes sense. Like, that's Richard's thing. Like he wanted to do the grilling in the dorms. Like, he doesn't like rules. He just wants to have fun.
Very true.
So then back at the loft, Ben comes home from his first day at his internship, and we find out that his day was mostly babysitting his boss's son, which is a big letdown. To be honest, though, most internships, you don't, learn anything valuable. In college, you're, the person getting coffee, you're making, making copies and all that, so it kind of fits. It kind of makes sense that that was his experience. But it is a big bummer, because he was actually excited about learning something new and figuring out what his place is, what he wants to do with his life. Then Greg goes to Felicity and gives her a rough draft of his platform. So she is reviewing it with him. She's like, oh, you're against chalking, huh? He says, yeah, it's a defacement of school property. She says, oh, you're against student fees going into university organizations. He's like, yeah, I think students should be able to pick who they support, not be mandated by the university. And she says, oh, you're against affirmative action? He's like, yeah, I think students should be admitted for their qualifications. And again, this is coming from the possession guy.
Yeah.
You want everyone admitted on just their merit. Okay. Noted.
Fuck that guy.
So Felicity's realizing very quickly, I disagree with everything that Greg believes in. So then Megan comes home, excited to see Greg. She said, oh, you know what? I was thinking about bringing a sign to the Meet the Candidates rally. Greg says, yeah, that sounds great. Talk to Felicity. She's my campaign manager. So he gets up to leave, and Megan says, sometimes I want to kill you in your sleep. So Felicity tells Sean she likes Greg. Sean's like, but you just disagree with everything that he believes in. She's like, no. She ponders that for a second. She's like, well, yeah. So Sean's like, wow, that's a disaster. And it kind of is. But it's so typical. Like, he's mediocre white guy, and this, it made sense to me. I'm like, that this is what Greg would think.
But why did she kiss him? She didn't know him at all. She had nothing to go on for liking him. Doesn't agree with anything he believes.
Yeah, I'm mortified.
Oy.
I mean, she's even just how he reacted to the morning after pill thing. That was for me.
Yeah, that wasn't enough.
Right? So she learns more and more about him every week, and she's still dating him, and I don't know why. Again, is it just he wants to be a doctor? Is it the daddy issues thing? What is it? I don't I don't understand. Or just, well, I was going to say just because he's not Ben, but we get to that later, much later. Yes. But yeah, I don't understand why she likes him. At least David, like, I got it. Like, he is accomplished. He was much older. He had published photos places. Like, they were on the same, like, intellectual level, you know, poetry.
They both like the arts. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that made more sense to me than this.
Yeah. This is a disaster. Such gross.
So then back at Ben's internship, he's trying to play with the kid. Kid's just on his Game Boy. Ben tries to do a card trick that he learned. Doesn't really go well. So then the boss comes back in and says, hey, do you like Beethoven? I got something else for you to do. So apparently this kid is supposed to be some piano prodigy, and the dad bought them tickets to this Beethoven concert. So Ben then says that, you know, he shouldn't have taken this career assessment test. He sucks at tests. Sean asks Ben, did you tell Felicity yet? Like, what? I'm like, no. But then fast forward to Dean and DeLuca, Ben casually drops to Felicity, oh, by the way, I won't be here tomorrow. I got an internship. Felicity's like, yeah, that's good. So she kind of doesn't react. And then he's like, tell me why I should vote for Greg. Like, I feel like he didn't get the reaction he wanted from her. So he's like, all right, I'm going to poke the bear now. Like,
he's going to bait her. Yeah.
Like, yeah. He's like, all right, come on. Like, I need something here to go off of. So then, yeah, he's like, tell me why I should vote for Greg. She's like, you're not going to vote for Greg. He's like, no, but tell me why I should. Like, well, he wants to bring the swim team back. I was like, touche, girl, touche. That's funny. No, just then Pam shows up, who Ben rejected a few episodes ago. But she's, you know, a very strong, independent New York woman, very forward, and asks him to the Sadie Hawkins dance. And he said yes. Sean's like, oh, you're going with Pam. And Ben says she's just a girl. So again, yeah, I don't love this too. Like, he is also just kind of dating her because she's there. But, you know, he needs to take his mind off of Felicity, I guess.
I feel like she knows that, though. Like, I don't think he's leading her on because he was clear about that before. So I think it's just like,
that was weird of Pam to ask him, too. I'm like, he already said he's in with someone else.
Just enjoying somebody's company. Like, literally, like, that's all you're doing.
She just wants to go to a dance and dance with a hot guy.
Yeah, it's like better than going alone. It's like, well, this guy's like at least easy to talk to and funny and stuff. And we could probably have a good time. And yeah, I mean, I guess I personally wouldn't do it, but good for her. Good for her, yeah.
She's shooting her shot again. Maybe she's like, oh, let's see if he's still into this other girl or not.
I mean, I don't blame her.
So then Sean asks Felicity for the documentary again what her best memory of Ben is. So then she talks about one night on the road trip when they were driving across country and they got to an old motel, and as they were getting into bed, Sean's like, and you had sex? Oh, this is a great story. Like, no, we didn't have sex. I'm like, Sean, get your mind out of the gutter. So Felicity says as they were pulling back the covers, there was this huge spider, like size of a hockey puck, and he was going to catch it and release it outside. And he grabbed it in a cup, and halfway out the door, it gets loose. It starts climbing up his arm. He freaks out, and he's screaming and dancing. She said he was such a girl about it. And a manager actually comes to the room and thinks that someone was being killed because it's like a girlish scream coming from the room. And she says that she laughed for hours. And Sean's like, yeah, just admit it. You still have the hots for Ben. Admit it. And she says no. And as she gets up from the table, she flips him off, which they pixelate, which I thought was very funny. And she leaves Epstein. So we get a little tiny peek into what happened that summer.
I know. I want more.
So then at Elena's, Tracy is scraping wallpaper again while Elena's studying. And so Elena decides to ask him to the dance. He says, yeah, but do you know Lori? She had asked Tracy a while ago, and then no one else asked him as time went on. So he said yes to Lori already. Elena's like, Lori, huh? She got a B- on her OChem exam. So like, she'll have fun with her, though.
Oh my gosh, what a dig.
How competitive she is.
Yeah.
She is not dating material. She's so
because they're so competitive.
grades.
Yeah, she's probably like, how could you like this B- lady?
Yeah.
But I'm here. Yeah. So then at the health center, Felicity tells Greg all the things that are wrong with his platform. She has a whole like multi-page printout with bullet points on all of the ways that she disagrees with the things that he believes in. So she gives it to him to read and review. So then at the Meet the Candidates rally, Richard is on stage first at the podium talking about his free pizza Fridays, that he's not worried about making the campus safer or filling the coffers. It's all about pizza. So as Richard's talking, we see Leela run off the stage into the hallway. Felicity sees this and runs after her, talks to her like, hey, are you okay? Leela's like, no, I cannot do this whole public speaking thing. She's like sick. She wants to throw up, pass out, all of the things. So then it's Leela's turn, but she's still freaking out. She's telling Felicity, oh, I wrote this. My parents are out there. She really wanted them to hear it. She's like, you could read it. Felicity's like, what? Like, I can't read your speech. She's like, no, it's what you believe anyway. Please do this. So Felicity takes her speech, goes up onto the podium as Greg looks on in awe, probably shock and awe. And we see Elena, Noel, and Julie are all in the audience too, watching and smiling. So Felicity starts saying Leela's speech, talking about diversity, how they all might look different on campus, but they're not really all that different. They're there to learn and grow. And that's why she believes that they should not repeal affirmative action. The audience applauses. Then she says, as president, she will support chalkings because it's a pretty harmless form of free speech for students. And the crowd starts applauding more, and they're loving it. Just then Megan shows up with a campaign hat and balloons for Greg. She's like, wait, what's Felicity doing up there? But we see Megan's ready to be campaign manager now. So then Felicity gives a shout out to Leela's parents. She's like, Mom, Dad, stand up. Give them an applause. And everyone's laughing and applauding Leela's parents. It was a very nice moment. So then after the speech, we see Julie and Noel are talking about how great Felicity did, walking away. Noel kind of turns around and says, hey, you mentioned that dance. Like, maybe we should go to that together. Julie's like, okay, well, I have to ask you. So she asks him and he says yes. So they both have to get to class or get to other things. And as they're walking away, Julie's looking smitten. And I did not like that.
Yuck. I was just
That
like,
was
really?
bizarre.
Why do we have to have every friend, like, get a crush on the other one in this whole show? Like, no, you don't need to make all these pairings.
And this bitch was so mad at Felicity for getting with Ben.
That too.
And now she's going to go after Felicity's ex. Like, come on.
Yeah. Bitch, please.
And it just doesn't, I didn't get chemistry. Like,
no, there's nothing. No.
It doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm-mm.
Especially since, like, she has to know he's still hung up on Ruby, too. Like, yeah, things are complicated and they're not dating, but I don't know. Like, no, I don't think is over that yet. So, anyway.
Mm-mm.
So then after the speech again, Greg now confronts Felicity about her going up there. She says she just felt bad for Leela. She's like, you know what? You're not going to change any of your positions, are you? He's like, no, I'm not. Felicity says she isn't either. So she's decided she's going to work with Leela now because she believed all the things that she said in the speech. It's like, oh my God, you must think I'm a traitor. You must hate me. Greg's like, no, passion is one of the things that makes me so crazy about you. We'll see if that holds up in a minute. So then Elena goes back to Felicity's room with her. Felicity's so psyched now about quitting, so she doesn't have to like walk around promoting all these ideas from Greg that she doesn't believe in. Elena tells her she was so great up there. It really cheered her up. But just then, Leela stops by Felicity's room and says she's dropping out. She just vomited. She hasn't vomited in years. She can't do the whole public speaking thing, but she thinks Felicity should run. So Elena was like, yeah, you should run. Felicity's like, really? Me? I can't do that. And they both say, no, you absolutely should run. So then later at Elena's, Tracy stops by and tells her, yes, I'll go to the dance with you. Elena says, what? What about Lori? Tracy says, well, I told Lori that I have other plans. Elena's like, you can't do that even to Lori. Like, Elena follows girl code. The invite has expired. You need to leave Tracy's like, for someone who likes me so much, I sure am getting kicked out of this apartment a lot. And before he leaves, he says, I got one thing to say. He's like, you look good. And she like slams the door. She's so pissed that she likes him.
It's so cute.
And again, we need more. We need them on dates. We need to see it develop more than just like asking each other out. I want to see the dates. So then back at Dean and DeLuca, Ben is working, but in his internship, and he is babysitting the kid again. He's taken them there to get some free pastries. The kid's like, I'm allergic to dried fruit. I can't eat these pastries. So then the kid also says that Ben is the worst babysitter he's ever had. Ben's like, yeah, well, you're the worst kid I ever met. They have a little back and forth too. Ben's like, what's your problem? What do you want to go do? And the kid's like, well, not go to some lame piano concert. Ben's like, well, I thought you loved piano. You play piano. You love it. It's like, no, I quit piano a year ago. Like, my dad just doesn't freaking know who I am. Ben's like, all right, let's get out of here. So they go to a gym and go play basketball, of course, because Ben goes and shoots hoops. So this kid has apparently never picked up a basketball before because he was like, you want to try it? Like, oh, okay, I'll try the basketball. And I've never seen one of these. So Ben starts coaching him on how to shoot hoops. And they start bonding over Ben's dad because he tells him he doesn't see his dad much. The kid says his dad works too much and he doesn't see him. So we get a nice little basketball montage. It's all very nice. Which I also think is funny because when Pavone said teacher was the second thing on his career assessment test, he's like, nah, I can't do kids. Yeah. And here he is coaching and teaching a kid and like bonding with one. So I just thought that was really interesting.
I feel like a lot of teen movies or teen shows always have this storyline where like the hot character dude befriends and like helps a kid, like mentors a kid. Dawson's Creek, Pacey in that one. Blonde kid, yep. Yeah. And then the movie A Walk to Remember, it was a brief scene, but like the Shane West character like tutors this kid and teaches him about math through basketball.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember that, but
does Brandon Walsh help this like kid, like an underdeveloped city? He goes and helps him, like, you know,
the kid's
big brother
abused by his mother.
Oh, I think
it gets crazy. Yeah. I think now I feel like there's been a couple kids, actually, now that I think of it. I know one of them who had a big dilemma and his parents were like, that's a serious accusation. But the mom gets help and everything ends up okay.
Okay.
It was the 90s. What can I say?
I wonder what we should call that trope.
Yeah.
Because it does pop up a lot. So it's like man learns about feelings by teaching kid. So
mini mentorship.
Mini mentor, yeah.
And it's very cute. It's all very nice. Until we go back to the health center where Felicity's working, but she's on the phone registering or seeing if she can still register to be a candidate for president when Ben rushes in with the kid. It's an emergency. They think that the kid broke his finger. So Felicity goes to get Greg to help out. Greg says that they only admit students. Ben should take him to the hospital. Felicity's like, please, just take a look at him. They're already here. So we go into the exam room. They're all in there in the mix. And Greg looks at it and says he has to reset the finger. So the kid's, you know, obviously freaking out. I'd be freaking out too. But Ben comes to calm him down. He says that this happens to athletes all the time. Shaq has it happen basically every single day. And that it's a badge of honor. And I actually think this kid was really funny. Like anything, like with the, oh, I'm allergic to dried fruit. Like anything Ben said, like, I like that or I don't like that. So yeah, he was like, it's a badge of honor. A kid's like, I don't know what that means. It just means that like everyone goes through this and like you're in the in crowd now. Ben's like, look, it even happened to me. And I had a coach once that told me to think of the food that I hate the most. Like Brussels sprouts. How sick are Brussels sprouts? And again, the kid's like, actually, I kind of like Brussels sprouts. I just thought it was really funny.
Oh, fucking
He's like, all right, what else? Like, what other vegetables do you hate? Like, peas? He's like, all right, so on the count of 3, I want you to scream peas as loud as you can. We're like, all right. So Greg's getting ready to set the finger. So they say 1, 2, 3. And he resets the finger. And Felicity looks just so admiringly at Ben and how he handled the situation.
Of course.
And she tells Sean that she'd never seen Ben like that, how he was with the little boy. just reminded her. Sean's like, of what? It's nothing. And we all know, reminded her why she liked Ben, right? I mean, come on, Felicity. So then Felicity and Ben are sitting in the hallway together. Ben's wondering how much it will cost. Felicity's like, I'm sure Greg won't charge you anything. I'm like, I wouldn't be too sure about that. But then she does tell Ben that she quit Greg's campaign and she's now thinking about running herself. But, she would need 200 signatures on this candidate ballot petition thing. Ben's like, yeah, you should do it. I think you'd be great. You have a way of making people want to try harder. She's like, come on. He's like, no,
my
really.
God.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Do you need to take a seat? Are you sweating?
I need a cold shower.
So Felicity tells Ben that he was really amazing in there. He's like, yeah, well, if you do run, I'll sign your ballot petition. And I would like to say the writers are doing a great job of building the tension. Like when I think of these like epic romance stories that just have seasons upon seasons of tension, like The Office, right? Jim and Pam, like there's just this electricity between them. I mean, obviously it comes down to the actors too, but like the writers are doing really well here where I feel like, first half of the season was a little up and down and mixed bag. And I feel like they've again really hit the stride of like building this tension between them. That was like even better than season 1, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And it's just like more like personal stuff that they learn about each other and like admire about each other this season. It's not just like a crush or like they're cute, I like them. It's like
not a crunch.
He's inspired by her. Yeah, so it's nice.
Yeah. This is the Ben that I do like. Yeah. So then Ben, returns the child to his boss and tells him about the finger.
But Dad, he just sucks.
He does, yeah. So Ben does tell the dad that the finger's not broken. The dad's a little pissed, but he seems like he got over quickly. He's like, well, at least he'll get out of piano practice for a few weeks. So the kid and Ben exchange a look because Ben knows the truth. So the kid gets the courage up to say, Dad, I quit piano. But Ben smiles at the kid as the kid like holds up his finger. And he's like admiring it, like, oh, look at this amazing finger in this flint thing. Like the kid was so proud of his little finger. So then we skip to Ben in Pavon's office asking him, so what's next? Ben says, well, maybe this is stupid, but I was thinking maybe some sort of after school program, like coaching a kid's basketball team. Does the school have something like that maybe? And Pavon looks so satisfied with her. He's like, I'll check into that. I just like picture her being like, my plan is working, like getting him away from Felicity, go experience other things, do other things. It's working. Like he's finding out who he is and what he might want to do and what he's good at, like what makes him, I don't know, proud of himself even. So then back at the health center, Felicity tells Greg, thank you for taking care of the kid. Greg's like, yeah, I just hope no one finds out about it.
Which is so fucking stupid because he said call radiology. So, like, another person in the clinic would have had to do the x-ray and been like, this child doesn't go here. Like,
yeah.
So, obviously, people would have known. And x-ray stuff,
Lloyd's there, like, every day. So...
But it's, like, that's just a flimsy thing to say. Like, oh, I hope nobody finds out. Like, who? Like, you're the fucking director. Don't you get to say, like, what happens here? Like, what? I thought you're so big and important. That's all I gotta say.
Like you were on your break and you decided to personally see a kid. But also, again, if he's not a doctor, how is he resetting people's fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. It's like, this is a load of shit.
Like, what training does he have?
I'd like to know, because I feel like there's a world where somebody could get some training and do some, like, really basic shit. Like, I don't know, like in some programs, like if you're gonna do certain things, like you have to learn how to do CPR and stuff like that. Like
that's
you have to
like CPR, emergency, like first aid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if there's some higher level thing to do for that, like that's in between a whole medical degree and a CPR class, like something in the middle of that,
like prepping women for abortions. I don't know. I don't think that's covered.
It doesn't. None of this makes any sense. Like this was definitely riddled with holes here.
Holes, yeah,
yeah. Big ass Swiss cheese.
Yeah. So then she takes the opportunity to tell him that now she might run for president after chatting with a few people and what they said. And Greg says, like who? Ben? She says, well, I think I'd be good at it. He's like, you'd be great at it. That's not the point. It's like, I was understanding with you, when you went up there and gave Leela's speech, but now you've decided you're running against me. She's like, it's just student council. It's not a big deal. He said, well, if it's not a big deal, then don't run. She's like, well, it's something I really want to do. Greg says, look, I broke the rules for you seeing that kid. She's like, no. Don't put that on me. Like, doing the right thing was a favor to me. He's like, okay, fine, run, do whatever you want. I'm like, oh, Greg's got some big feelings going on.
Yeah, that was very disturbing.
He's big mad.
What a freak.
That disturbs me more than like Ben's little outburst. Not that I'm not like being like, oh yeah, that's amazing stuff. But that kind of like undercurrent of control is disgusting and disturbing.
He's
to me.
Threatened by her.
Yeah,
like
her that's
doing
way more
things.
alarming. Yeah,
and like Felicity can do whatever she wants with her life. He has no say in the matter.
Yeah, what was
and
that
he even acknowledged she would be great at it. So he is knowingly holding her back so that he can be better and do something cool.
Yeah.
That,
huge red flag. Come on.
The biggest red flag I've seen from him probably. And there's been a lot.
Yeah. That's so like weird. And like she's so I want to say, I don't recall because I only watched it once this time before the recording here. I feel like the camera angle, like she like looked like a little kid like looking up to him being like disappointed by what he was saying. I don't know, like I felt like the way it was filmed, like she looks so fucking small. Like I think they did a good job with that because she's like, what are you doing? Like you're not, it's like, okay, dad, like, like why are you scolding her essentially? Like why are you like giving her permission to do something that she doesn't need your permission to do? Oh, it was so nasty.
Yep.
I don't know why she's into that. Like what does she like about that? I don't get it. Because I just don't understand.
And he jumped right to Ben, too. That was funny. Like, who, Ben?
Yeah, like, be more obviously insecure and creepy.
Yeah. So then Felicity is being interviewed by Sean again, and he's asking if she got in a huge fight with Greg. She doesn't want to talk about it. So then Sean tells Ben that Felicity and Greg got in a huge fight. He asked Ben if he's going to dance with Felicity at the dance. Like, no, I'm going with Pam. So clearly Sean tells Felicity that he's going with Pam. She's like, he's going with Pam. So again, we get this little back and forth, even though they're not in front of each other.
That's great writing.
It is great writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great technique. I love that.
Yep. And it's all like Sean is being the Badinsky now. Like he is made for this job. So then Sean tells Felicity Ben's totally not into Pam, though. So Sean asks if he can go to the dance and follow them so that he can get it on film when Felicity and Ben get back together. Ben's like, Felicity and I are not getting together. Then Noel goes to leave for the dance. Helena's like eating chips out of the bag or something. She's like, wait, you're going to the dance? With whom? And he says, Julie. She's like, oh, no one told me that. So now Elena's the one who's left alone and at home instead of Julie. But I also have to say, none of them look like they're dressed to go to the dance. I think that bothers me
too. And I'm not into that. Like, my head doesn't work that way, but I even noticed that. I was like, what is this? Like, are you going out to, like, the cafeteria or something? Like, what are you doing?
Like, Julie comes to pick up Noel, and she's wearing a red denim jacket and just, like, a tank top.
Yeah.
Jean. Like, I'm just like, are you going to a dance or a party? Like,
it felt more like
weird.
A party than a dance. Yeah.
Like, well, I mean,
confusing.
Felicity was wearing, like, a turtleneck short sleeve knit. Yeah. I actually did like Elena's outfit when that was really cute. Mm-hmm.
Again, maybe not for a dance, like a school dance, like homecoming prom, like you get into a nice dress. Like she still looked cute, but it still wasn't like dance to me. But hers was the best outfit out of all of them. So yeah, Julie comes to pick up Noel. As they're leaving, Julie's like, just call Tracy, go to the dance. So Elena makes a call and says, screw the girl code, and asks Tracy to go. And part of me is a little sad that she didn't stick to the girl code. I thought she was going to, because that's Elena. But she got Tracy.
That's not her girl.
I know.
She clearly doesn't respect
this.
like is
Be
probably
minus
not
more.
associated with. Yeah, like she probably doesn't associate with the likes of her. So I don't think they're girls per se. Like that's not her girl.
But also this, I guess, made me realize that they are still very early on in their relationship. Like they're not exclusive if he's saying yes to other girls. So I think it was an interesting moment where I'm like, okay, they haven't really defined a relationship yet. This is still just like, we're flirty, we're lab partners, I'm over at your house studying, but like scraping off wallpaper. But they're not like officially an item yet.
Right, because it would just be assumed that they would go together if that was the case, and it's like a
He
whole
wouldn't be
thing.
saying yes to anyone.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a question at all.
Yep.
I noticed that as well, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, what's going on? I don't understand this.
So again, why I want to see more, because I'm like, what's the status of this? So then at the dance, Richard is passing out free Pizza Friday flyers, getting, he's out there campaigning for himself at this dance. Noel, Julie, Tracy, and Elena all arrive together, scope out the situation. Tracy and Elena hit the dance floor. Noel and Julie decide to take a lap before committing to a location. Felicity has arrived alone, which is interesting. I don't know if I would have gone by myself. I would have just probably stayed home. But I get that then, like, Greg can't swoop in and they still have a dance and all that. But I don't know if I would have gone alone to a Sadie Hawkins dance, but good for her.
That's weird. But it's set up what was to come, so that's fine. She had to be there.
Yeah. So she's watching everyone dance and have fun from a balcony. And Ben shows up because Pam is off chatting with some friends. So Ben goes to talk to Felicity and she tells him that she decided she is going to run for president. And she tells him, thank you for the encouragement. It was just what she needed to push her over the edge. So Ben was excited. He's still going to sign her ballot petition. So then Pam comes to grab Ben to go dance. So Felicity's standing there alone. Then we see a slow song come on and Tracy pulls Elena in to do funny slow dancing, which is very cute. Then we see Greg show up behind Felicity and he tells Felicity now that he's glad that she's running. He overreacted. He realized that it won't be a real win unless he beats the toughest competition. And again, I would just love to hear the words, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anytime. I know he's admitting that he overreacted, but just say, I am sorry. I was a jerk.
He wouldn't mean it.
Yeah, I guess
so. That's
true.
why he can't.
He didn't say, I'm sorry for accusing you of deleting these files. I'm sorry to your dad for assuming that he's not a good cardio surgeon, whatever. He just does not say, I'm sorry. And I really don't like that. So
I don't like how she eats it up.
I know. She caves too easily. So she's like, oh, you think you're going to beat me, huh? He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to kick your butt.
Is this flirting or what? What is this?
Gross.
Because, even if we talk about some quote unquote daddy / not daddy issues, she argued with her dad more than she argues with Greg, she did stand up for herself multiple times with her dad, and I don't know if she needs some pushback from somebody to feel alive or what, but why does she have to? It's so conflictual with him constantly. I don't understand why that's a cute vibe. I don't understand what the draw is at all. He's a jerk. She's calling Ben a jerk, but it's maybe he is, but that doesn't mean Greg's not. I think it's she thinks if one person's one thing, it means the other person isn't. It's oh, if I pick this one, then it was wrong to pick the other one. I don't know. I think she can't hold two things in her head at the same time and see oh, this guy's also a jerk. It's not one or the other. He's also a jerk.
But also, I don't think what Ben did was jerky. Yeah, he shouldn't have.
She said that though. I'm just saying because she said
I know.
that.
But I'm saying but even to her, even if she said she thought Ben was a jerk, I don't even see what he did that was jerkish. Yes, he should not. What he did was wrong. He shouldn't have looked at his file. But that makes him a jerk. I don't know if I would say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That didn't. So, but it's just interesting that she can label him that, but she can't see very clear jerk signs in Greg and label that.
Yeah. Yep. I am glad though that before he came in, she decided she was still going to run and do it anyway. I'm glad she stood on that. She didn't back down and try to appease him.
But I don't
she doesn't need to take him back.
I don't like that it was, oh, Ben, you gave me the final, you pushed me over that. She's like, why? Why couldn't it have been Elena or like Layla or somebody else that wasn't a man? Like, why does she get so, she has to get so much validation from men? Because I could totally see this in first season. It would have been Noel who like, oh, because of you, I couldn't have done it without you. Like, why? Yes, you can. You do things by yourself all the goddamn time. Like, own that. Like, it's not because of the men around you. So that bothers me. It's like, it's sweet on the one hand, but no.
Both were already like, stop saying me and just run already. Like, they were the ones that initially pushed her.
Yeah. I wish they could have emphasized that. Like, if you're going to talk about girl code shit, like, emphasize that. Like, your girl's got you. Like, you're a badass, you can win this. Like, why does it have to be, as much as I love the Ben and Felicity of it all, like, why does it have to be like, oh, Ben, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, come on. Just be your own person. Like, just for a few minutes one time. Yeah. Just pretend to be your own person.
I'll always agree with you there. I think it should be Team Felicity, not Ben or Noel. Like, girl, live your own life. Like, that's my status now as an adult.
And I get developmentally that this is a thing, so I'm going to try to ease up. But I just want to remind everybody, I just don't like young adults. Like, I forgot that. Like, I forgot that when we were recording earlier, and I just want to remind everybody, in general, as a life rule of mine, like, I don't like young adults because of these reasons, because like they're so fucking annoying to me, and that's why I don't treat. That's like my friend, she's a therapist for kids and young adults, and I'm like, I'd throw myself out a fucking window if I had to talk to any of these guys for more than 5 minutes. Like, they're idiots. Like, I hate young adults. I'm sorry if anybody's a young adult. Like, you're probably not an idiot, I hope, because you're listening to us. You're obviously brilliant, but the rest of the young adults out there are idiots. I can't stand them. And you know what? I think adults of all ages are idiots. I don't like anybody, but I really don't like young adults.
Yeah. Did you want to become a therapist?
I initially did want to be a therapist for kids, and I did do it for a while, and I did enjoy it very much. But something snapped in me during my internship, and I was like, oh, they have parents, and I don't like the adults associated with the kids, and they're just too complicated. They're layers of complicated, like, as far as like ethics and liability and all that stuff. And I was like, this is already stressful at a baseline. Like, I don't need all the extra stuff that, like, the legalities and ethics involved with kids. It's so serious, and I'm like, I don't need that extra stuff on top of what's already there. So, but I did initially want to be a therapist to help kids.
But if you don't like people, you want to help people. I'm not changing.
Yeah, well, I want somebody to feel better. I gotta save somebody if I can't save myself.
Shit. I was trying to think of a career for you then if you don't like people, and the first thing that came to mind, not captain. Well, that would work, but also like a lighthouse keeper. You just live in the lighthouse,
a little like alone person, like that can watch the ocean, the tide. The lighthouse keeper sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I just need some really good sweaters because I think it would be chilly. I just imagine I'd get cold, and I wouldn't like that, but yeah.
But I think it is a fair point. Her life would not pass the Bechdel test. Like, she thinks too much about things all the time, for sure. But I think it is also fair to say most of us do when we're in our teens and early 20s. We're
so I have to just
our hormones
suspend that judgment to put that in check every once in a while. But yeah, like, that's why I was complaining so much at the beginning of the season, because she was extra young adult-ish at the beginning of the season, because she is extra young adult, like, in the show, like, chronologically her character is, and that's, I was like, why am I having so much trouble with this? And it's like, oh, I don't like young adults, period.
So, yeah, there, I guess they made up from their big fight. Noel and Julie finally go dance, and then Felicity and Greg dance, and she looks over Greg's shoulder and sees Ben and Pam dancing together, and Ben looks over Pam's shoulder and sees Felicity, and Felicity and Ben lock eyes, but then Ben kind of looks down and away, and I, like, could not decide what was going on in her head. Like, what was her look? Like, was she, what was she thinking?
That was an intense look.
Wanted to bone. Just kidding.
Like, was she jealous of Pam?
Yeah.
Was she thinking,
I fucked up? Why are my arms around Greg and not around
him? I'm like, you're like hugging Greg.
Pining.
You could just be like, bye. Like, you don't have to be.
Yeah, be like,
I don't understand.
And be like, let me cut in, and be like, Pam, scram.
Pam, scram. You already told her that he's not into Pam. Like, what? I don't know. What was going on in that? What was that look?
Regret. And
I mean, we know what Ben's look was. It was pining.
Oh
like,
my God, that was
straight
so
up
intense.
pining.
That was like the highest I've ever seen in my life.
So much acting just in the eyes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, acting is reacting. Like, oh my God, that looked so hard.
It was amazing.
I'm not sweaty right now. I've got chills on top of chills on top of chills right now.
I think maybe she was just finally thinking like, oh, maybe I do still have a little bit of feelings for him. I don't know.
Must
and
be
it's
his
funny
body on
too,
her body.
The like, and it's funny the juxtaposition of how Greg reacted to her saying she was gonna run and how Ben reacted. He was like, you should. You make people want to try. I'll sign your bat. And like Greg was like, what? You'd be great. That's not the point. You can't do this. Blah, blah, blah. Like he took it personally. And so yeah, like maybe she's just again reminded, like she said before, like, oh, it just reminded me. Yeah,
he's a good dude. Yeah, like he's got a good heart. Like he was trying to save a spider. He's supportive. Like he's good with kids. Like what's not to like? I mean, yes, he's not perfect, but in the context of this episode, what's not to like?
Yeah,
and there's so
I
much.
also think it's interesting because she, I feel like, knows more about him now than she did before. So it's like, oh, I'm reminded why I liked him. I'm like, yeah, but I feel like in season 1 you just liked him because you thought he was.
It was like,
yeah, it was a crush.
Yeah, because she didn't know him. She didn't know him.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, it's not that like you were reminded why I liked him. Like you were learning why you now.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
which
like,
is so much more powerful. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah. Greg stinks. I can't.
So
say
that's
that
Party Lines.
Yeah.
loving it.
It's so funny. And I didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going. The next episode's hilarious. It's just, we're in such a good arc now. And we're, like 5 episodes from the season finale? Crazy.
Yeah. It took a while to get there, but yeah, the back half of season 2 and like season 3 is like, that's the sweet spot.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, yeah, no, it is. I like season 4 too.
I do too. It's just like,
I mean, there's other stuff I don't like, but
yeah. It's just that little chunk, that first big chunk of season 2 was just very disagreeable. It was very hard to digest, but now
for me it was the
like
middle.
picking up. Yeah,
like the Ruby pregnancies.
That's what I'm saying. Like it took a long time for me for it to like really start turning around.
Like the beginning, it's really tense because everyone hates each other.
Yeah,
I don't mind the David episodes. I actually think they're funny. But then, the middle is just kind of mess, in my opinion. So this is when it gets good again. Once we get the clinic stuff. All right, well, free pizza Fridays. Drugs, not hugs, everyone. See you next time.
Yeah, and see you next time.
Bye.
Felicity Was Here is produced, written, and edited by Heather, Melissa, and Dr. Joe. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Felicity Was Here Pod. If you're enjoying the pod, please leave us a review and help us spread the word. We appreciate you and would love to hear from Felicity superfans like us. So send us your feedback, ask us your burning questions, or just say hey at felicitywasherepod@gmail.com. We may even read your note in a future episode.